Have you ever been so inspired by the powers in anime or manga that you felt the urge to create your own masterpiece? Today, I'm going to break down how to create power systems that become legendary. With a name that commands respect, rules that demand sacrifice, and advanced techniques so groundbreaking they defy imagination. If you're writing your own manga, novel, or comic book series, this is the moment you turn your ideas into reality. Let's dive in. Step number 1, choose your category. You'll need to choose which category your power system will fall into. If you haven't already, watch our video on the best types of power systems. The link will be in the description. Why does choosing your category matter? Because the source of power shapes everything. The world, its culture, its conflicts, and even its characters. What fuels the powers in your world? Is it ancient artifacts? Is it the life force that flows through every living thing? Or maybe it's a darker source of power, like human sacrifices, or a contract written in blood. This isn't just a choice, it's the cornerstone of your entire story. The category shapes not only your characters, but the world they inhabit. If your power comes from relics, the story might revolve around finding, guarding, or even destroying them. If it's life force, maybe every action comes at a price. Burn too brightly, and you're extinguished. Step 2. Classify the powers. Next, you'll want to classify the actual powers themselves. Categories make the system easier to understand and more engaging. Classifications also let you explore contrasts. Opposing types of powers can display larger themes like order versus chaos or individuality versus unity. Think of elemental bending in Avatar. Bending is the actual power system itself, but air bending, water bending, earth bending, and fire bending are the classifications. Your classifications can be based on anything: personality traits, spiritual alignments, or even something as strange as musical notes or colors. Make each one resonate with its own truth. Step 3. Give it a name. The name of your power system is how your audience will recognize and remember it, so choose it wisely. A good name isn't just functional, it carries emotional weight and reflects the system's traits. What makes a name great? To be blunt, it should sound good. That means it's short and easy to pronounce. In the most popular shonen series, you'll notice that the power system names are short and sweet. Names like Ki, Nen, Chakra, or Tao are memorable because they roll off the tongue effortlessly and feel natural when spoken. A short name sticks in your audience's mind and is easy for your characters to reference without sounding clunky or awkward. The name can also hint at the system's nature. If it's tied to the soul, it could be something ethereal, like Essence. If it's built around dominance and control, maybe it's called Throne. Choose a name that makes the audience curious and eager to uncover its secrets. Here are some questions to help you create a name. Does the name reflect the system's nature or origin? Is the name easy to remember and pronounce? Does it have a cultural or mythical feel that fits your world? Can the name evolve or have variations in different languages or regions of your world? Step 4. Define the scaling. Scaling determines how your system grows and evolves over time. Why do you need this? Because characters need room to improve and stakes need to rise. Without scaling, a power system feels flat and predictable. Proper scaling lets you show progression, from basic abilities to godlike feats, while keeping things balanced and believable. At the lowest level, maybe it lets someone spark a flame or lift a pebble, but at its peak, it could tear the fabric of reality apart. Defining your scaling from the start allows you to create nuances, foreshadowing, and unique conflicts as your characters master their abilities. Let them face limits and overcome them. Let them break past their previous best in the heat of battle. Here are some questions to help you scale. What's the weakest thing someone can do with this power? What's the strongest? Is mastery determined by innate talent, hard work, or a mix of both? Are there visible markers of progression, like transformations or unique traits? Are there diminishing returns or barriers to growth? Can the system grow in complexity by introducing new abilities, counters, or techniques rather than simply making users more powerful? Step 5. Establish the rules and limitations. Rules and limitations are what keep your power system grounded and believable. Why do you need them? Because they define what's possible and what isn't, giving your system structure and balance. Rules create consistency, while limitations create tension by imposing costs, risks, and boundaries. Together, they make victories feel earned and failures meaningful. Without rules, your powers become chaotic and unrealistic. Without limitations, there's no challenge or sense of danger. By designing clear rules and thoughtful limitations, you ensure your power system improves the story instead of ruining it. Questions to help you define your rules. What triggers the power? Does it require words, gestures, mental focus, or physical actions? What are the costs of using this power? Does it drain energy, resources, or the user's lifespan? Are there risks or consequences for overusing or misusing the power? What are the hard limitations? Are there things the power system cannot do? Are the rules universal, or can some users bend or break them? Do natural or environmental factors affect the power, like time of day or location? Do the limitations force your characters to think strategically or create moral dilemmas for the characters? How can the rules and limitations be exploited or weaponized by creative characters? Step 6. Give your protagonist an edge. Your protagonist needs an edge to stand out. Why is this crucial? Because in a world where many people use the same system, your main character must have something unique that lets them overcome stronger foes. Their edge doesn't have to break the rules. It can be a clever twist, like Asta's anti-magic in Black Clover. This keeps battles unpredictable and highlights your protagonist's ingenuity. On the flip side, the edge you create can also apply to the villain or other characters in your story. Here are some questions to help you create an edge for your characters. What unique ability, trait, or perspective does your protagonist have? How does this edge align with their personality or backstory? Is their edge a hidden potential, or is it something they must actively develop? How does this advantage create unique strategies or approaches in battles? Does their edge come with drawbacks or challenges they must overcome? Can this edge be replicated or countered by others? Step 7. Simplify it. Before we add anything more complex, we want to cut away the excess. Your power system should be easy to grasp at first glance. The audience should feel like they understand right away, even if they don't yet know its full depth. A simple power system is easier to introduce to new readers, while leaving room for depth and surprises. To simplify what you have, ask yourself these questions. Can you sum up your system in one sentence? Does your power system allow you to add more depth and detail as the story progresses? Is your system easy to understand, but hard to master? Step 8. Advanced techniques. This is where things go from good to unforgettable. Advanced techniques are the forbidden spells, hidden transformations, and ultimate moves that break the game. These aren't just power-ups, they're moments of revelation. They're the culmination of your character's struggles and triumphs. When a protagonist unlocks their ultimate form or masters a legendary technique, it's not just a spectacle, it's a payoff. These techniques can also serve as wildcards, plot devices, or game changers in pivotal moments. Here are some questions to help you create advanced techniques. What makes the technique special or unique? How are these techniques discovered, unlocked, or taught? Do they come with additional risks or costs? Can advanced techniques counter or break the existing rules of the system? How do they add stakes to fights and conflicts? Step 9. Test the logic. Finally, let's tear it all apart. Take your power system and throw it into every scenario you can imagine. Let your villains exploit loopholes. Let your heroes test its limits. If your system can survive this crucible, it's ready for the spotlight. Logical consistency is more than just avoiding plot holes. It's about trust. When your audience believes in your system, they'll believe in your world. Some questions to ask yourself. Are the rules consistent in every scenario, no matter the stakes? Can someone exploit the system in unexpected or clever ways? What are the system's weaknesses or vulnerabilities? How does the system interact with your world's society, economy, and politics? Are there consequences for breaking the rules? Now that you know the steps to create the ultimate power system, it's time to create the heroes and villains who will wield your powers. In our next video, we'll begin our series on the best and worst shonen character tropes to include in your story. And if you want to write your own manga, click the link in the description to download the Shonen Story Pack. It will help you create your characters, power system, and build your world 10 times faster, 100% for free. Thanks for watching.